welcome back to Between Us Girls. I am your host, Michelle. This is another installment of the show Dream Chasers, where I talk to some of the most passionate entrepreneurs that I've ever met in my life. Today, I am going to try for about a third time to interview my friend and authoress, V.S. Griffin, also known as Jen Page, also known as Virginia. So, without further ado, I will allow her to introduce herself and let you guys get acquainted.
I am Jen, aka Jen on the Rocks, aka V.S. Griffin, if you read it. And I am the author of Phoenix Rising, debuted in November 2018. And I'm also the writer of the new series Temptation Tuesdays, where you can find that on my website, www.vsgriffin.com. And also the author of the forthcoming book, Judge Your Mammy.
Judge Your Mammy. Absolutely. So, yes, let's talk a little bit about Temptation Tuesday. That's sexy. How'd you get into doing that?
So, before Judge Your Mammy became a thing, other than a hashtag, I was working on an intimate anthology. Mm-hmm. And it just, that's kind of a Zane-ish lane, and that's not really my thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. I can give you a good one time, two time, but just to do a entire project based on
the kids.
You caught in the corner, huh? Just to do an entire project based on adult interaction in that manner, it wasn't coming around. Yeah. And so I decided to just go ahead and, make it content for the website and for my readers, since I'm taking forever with book 2.
Take your time.
And so that's where it came from, child. That is a collection of some of my hopes and dreams and
all of them fantasies.
Some things that have happened. Yeah. Some things that I wish would happen one day before I die. But and then some stuff is just a collection of different stories that people have allowed me to share. But that's where it came from. It was supposed to be a book, and I just decided to release it as content, for the masses, because we locked in the house, and for some people it's like you looking at folks every day, all day long, and you get tired of looking at people, and it's just like, hey, let me read this to you.
Okay.
Like, let's read something together.
All right. Yep.
So
I'm gonna have me a new bae soon.
Oh, girl, go ahead, because I don't have room for a bae.
Yeah, I'm lying. I absolutely not. I absolutely don't. I'm gonna have to be my own bae right now.
Yes.
So I'm gonna have to get Temptation Tuesday with myself.
Child, listen, that's the first Temptation Tuesday. Okay. It's me, myself, and I.
Oops. Oh my. Like,
exactly.
Like, at this point, I'm just like, I'm safer.
Right?
I'm safer. I have many less issues. I may have some, child, but I have less. So, okay. So now with Phoenix Rising, so before when we talked and the rendering was invisible, right? You were talking about turning it into a movie, but now you have a different idea. So what is it that made you want to take this to the screen, especially during a pandemic?
Well, because once again, people are locked in the house, and we're running out of content. You know what I mean? And then at this time, I'm basically trying to put something out there, especially while everybody is loving on us, even though we're still being hated on as a culture. Mm-hmm. We are getting a lot of traction as far as loving on us and not just appropriating us. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to put something out there for us that we can understand, and then that we can relate to. You know what I mean? Because we are lacking lots of content, as far as entertaining but still educational.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I can take something from this and I can apply it to my life,
Yeah.
but that not be the overbearing, message or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's tough sometimes to get Black people, our people, to look at like self-help
Right.
because it's like it seems boring.
Right.
But there's so much information that you really, really need in there. So I think that's really what one of my goals is with Creative AF is to inspire our community to write those stories that will give the information that
Right.
you need so that you can rise, you know? So
Right.
I think this is really important.
Because we don't think that mental health is a thing
Mm-hmm.
in our culture. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
don't
I mean,
even
look at what's happened last week with Kanye West.
right. Even though
Yes. It's
so
so extreme.
because and also I decided to go this route because we can't really do any filming with live people,
Yeah.
you know, outside or things of that nature because of the social distancing. So I think this is just a easier route because people are more inclined to like Boondocks was successful not just because people knew it from the comic strips, but because it was a cartoon, but it was real. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? They had real topics, real conversations, or whatever, but it was delivered in an entertaining format.
Right.
So I'm kind of, going in that direction because I want it to be entertaining, but I also still want you to get the message
Yeah.
behind, what's going on.
Yeah. I think if you're able to do that, then you are super talented because
Right.
a lot of time you lose part of it. You
Right.
lose the message
Right.
or the message is there, but it's dry.
Right.
So like to be able to combine the two and like not be like Tyler Perry is a blessing.
I think it's all gonna depend upon the voiceover,
Yeah.
performances. Because while people may not actually see you as a person, you still have to deliver.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize, like, I learned a lot with doing the audio book version.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be in and out. I was just like, oh, this is nothing. I'll just do it myself. Because I kept running into so many problems with
Yeah.
finding a good what I wanted. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? And when I got into it and started recording, I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
girl.
it's not that simple. This is not, sometimes I had to dig deep
Yeah.
and deliver these emotions that I've locked away.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no.
And I think that's really good that you did it because, and I'll say this because I listen to a lot of audiobooks. I'm flipping through your book again because I'm going to find something to read. But um, sometimes it's better to have the author do the reading
Yeah.
because they're the ones that wrote it, you know? So if you're really trying to deliver that truth, that
Right.
feeling, it should be coming from the person who penned it.
Absolutely.
So,
And I get that. Is I knew what I wanted and I knew what should be there. But it's like I'm the type of person I like to leave. I'm not a Tyler Perry. And no
yeah,
shade, but I like to let people shine. Like every lane is not my lane. You
man.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I wrote the book, but I'm just like voiceovers are not my ministry. I want to leave the stuff to that's like me trying to draw the characters for the movie
Yeah.
for the series myself. I Nobody's gonna want to see stick figures, okay?
Okay.
One is not my ministry,
Yeah.
and so but I kept running into all these obstacles. So I was like, okay, I'll just have to take it upon myself, to do it myself. But it actually worked out.
Yeah.
So, sometimes, you are guided in certain directions. And while you try to run from it, then it is the direction you're supposed to go in, And in those cases, I absolutely encourage anybody to listen. It makes life a whole lot smoother.
Absolutely.